Even by the grim standards of Necromunda's nobility, Haera is a sociopath and a backstabbing murderer. Before she was old enough to leave her nursery chambers, Haera was manipulating and torturing her servants. One of her favourite games was making up some imagined crime to place upon a newly arrived nanny or guard, and then forcing them to frame one of her other keepers for the offence, lest she reveal their secret. It was excellent training for the life she would lead as one of Lord Helmawr's true-born children and a claimant to the Helmawr throne. Some say old Gerontius Helmawr only named her true-born because her mother, the consort Junos Gilean Lulanti, reminded him of his own mother, though others say it was because he recognised Haera's talent for treachery early on and thought naming her true-born would keep his other children on their toes. Haera has grown into a dangerous young woman, as deadly as any Underhive ganger and just as mean. Her most fearsome attribute, however, is her mind. Long before the Great Darkness, she was exploiting her siblings and turning them against each other for her own amusement. Those who have thought to move against her more directly have discovered she is also far from helpless when it comes to personal danger. Trained by the finest blade masters of the Spire, she is easily the equal of any noble swordsman or swordswoman. The fabulous wealth of the Helmawr family affords her exceptional weapons and wargear. Her refractor field, infused carapace armour, and watch skulls protect her while she dispatches foes with her phase sword and power spear. Howdy and welcome back to Wellywood Wargaming. This is the series where I give you all of the agents of Necromunda in a bite-sized video format, but before I get started, please do like, share, subscribe, check out the Patreon and support the channel any way that you can. Also, comment down below if you've used any of these agents or Dramatis Personae in your games of Necromunda, what your experiences are, because I'd really like to know. This one is Lady Hera, the daughter of Gerontius Helmawr and the absolute poster child of the Aranthian Succession books and lore. Fantastic looking miniature, I have to say. Let's start with the miniature. Lady Hera from Forge World, you can get this. Now, I do have a few issues with it, but the overall aesthetic of this miniature is incredibly unique. It kind of looks almost a little bit sort of Ottoman / Russian sort of vibes going on here. I love the fur and everything about it is awesome. The armor, the shape of the armor on it is just amazing. We've got the two servo skulls lifting the skirts there as well as she sort of strides forward with her spear and sword there as well. Amazing looking model. I have to say, I really, really love this one. I don't actually have it to hand. I don't have this model in my collection, but I would really like one. However, being Forge World, I just look at it and I think what an absolute nightmare this would be to put together if indeed it comes intact without any bent shenanigans and warped stuff, which is typically the case with Forge World, unfortunately. I'd like to speak highly of these things, but in my experience when it comes to Forge World miniatures like this with small parts and dresses and whatnot, I've just had a nightmare putting them together myself, especially with super glue and not being able to use poly cement and whatnot. I just have a fear of her being, well, not only complicated to put together, but also quite a tricky one to paint as well. I think you'd have to be quite a good and experienced painter to really get the most out of this model and do it justice. They've done so here in the picture. I think it looks fantastic with the sort of regal blue dress and the sort of gold trim on the armor and stuff. It's a really beautiful model, and the illustrations and artwork and lore that go with Lady Hera are fantastic. I can understand why she is so well loved or hated depending on which side of the war you are on. Now, she is available to the Imperial House only in the Ranthian Succession sort of books and stuff, but I'm sure you could use her in your normal games outside of that as a lawful agent. Now, if you do want to hire her and petition her as an agent, she is 40 credits at her cheapest and 80 credits at her most expensive, which is ludicrously cheap. Of course, Haera and Styx, however you say that one, are the same cost. Lady Hera, however, is far better if you ask me. I really, really like her stats. Her weapons are unique. And let's get into those now, shall we? Her stats are as follows. She's got a movement of 5, weapon skill of 2+, ballistic skill of 3+. Very, very good. Strength and toughness 3. 2 wounds, though, which is a bit odd. I feel like she should probably have 3 wounds, seeing as she's the big queen of the whole thing. 3 up initiative and 3 attacks with the mental stats of a leadership 5, cool 5+, willpower 6+, intelligence 6+. So amazing mental stats on all of those. In terms of the weapons she comes with, they are entirely unique to Lady Hera, and the only way that you're going to use these weapons is by using her actual rules in the game, either as an agent or an outcast leader. We'll talk about that in a bit. She has the phase sword in one hand, which is strength +1, damage 2, parry and phase, which is fantastic. Phase means that you don't get any saves against it, basically. It's similar to a shiver sword in that regard. We've also got the power spear as well, which has 2 profiles. It has melee and it also has a ranged stat as well. The melee focus for this is 2 inches versatile, which is amazing. No negatives to hit in close range as well, unlike a lot of versatile weapons. No bonuses either, but it is strength as user, so only strength 3. -2 AP though, and 1 damage with power and versatile. So pretty cool. In close combat, not quite as devastating as the phase sword, but it does come with that -2 AP and versatile, giving her a bit more threat range as well. However, she's also got the ranged profile, so she can throw this spear, it's pretty cool, to between 4 and 8 inches, with a +1 to hit at the 4-inch short range. It is strength 4, -2 AP, 2 damage if you throw it, and it has knockback as well, which is pretty cool. It doesn't have an ammo stat, but we'll talk about that in a second. She comes with backstab, which is entirely useless and ridiculous skill to put on her because she doesn't have a weapon with any trait that can actually really use it. And she also has dodge as well. Dodge is always nice. It's a 6-up invuln save effectively. She also comes with light carapace armor and a refractor field as well. So the refractor field and the light carapace both offering you chances to negate some damage as well. Light carapace gives you a 4+ save, and then you can rely on your refractor field for slightly more powerful weapons with more AP. She comes with a couple of special rules here. Homing teleport. Each time the power spear is used to make a ranged attack, roll a 3+. Otherwise, the spear can only be used once more. As a ranged attack, it runs out of charge after returning to the owner. If thrown without a charge, it cannot be used again for the rest of the battle. So there you go. It doesn't have an ammo stat, but you can stop using it after failing that dice roll. She's also got the watch skulls with her as well, which are very, very similar to Lady Credo's watch skulls, with giving her a 360 vision arc as well. And in terms of petitioning her, a gang allied with the Imperial House can petition to have her join them, roll on the generic agent petition table before the battle. So that's how you might use her. In terms of using her as an outcast leader, I really like the idea of using her as an outcast leader, partly because she's got those really unique weapons that I think would be fun to use, chucking a spear around and stuff. She's pretty potent in close combat. She's certainly not the absolutely most terrifying fighter in the game, but she's really, really solid. And I think as an agent, for 40 to 80 credits respectively, she's fantastic. But in terms of costing her, her equipment and her weapons and stuff should be worth quite a bit. So talk to your arbitrator if you're going to use her as a an outcast leader, because she's going to be somewhere around the 300 credit mark at least to make it fair. But you certainly could do. Otherwise, you could use that model as proxy for a generic sort of house leader or something. She'd look great in an Escher gang maybe as well. She could be converted up, change the head up to make her look like an Escher queen or something perhaps as well. Those are options that you've got for Lady Hera, but I really, really do like this one, I have to say. So please do comment down below if you've used her in your games. How effective is she exactly? How does that spear work? Because I haven't got hold of the model yet. So have you managed to put her together and paint her well as well? That's the real question I've got there, because I'm very wary of buying it if it's going to be an absolute nightmare to do. Anyway, that's it for Lady Hera. I'll be back with another video real soon. Peace out.